Before I move on to the various classic past paper problems, let me introduce the concept of elimination or substitution. So what exactly is elimination? Let's have a look at it first. The most common method for solving simultaneous equations is the elimination method, which means one of the unknowns will be removed from each equation. Hence, we will be left with one variable only. The remaining unknown can then be calculated. This can be done if the coefficient of one of the letters is the same regardless of the sign. Let's have a look at this example. So we have 3x plus y equals 11 and 2x plus y equals 8. What do you see? In this scenario, the coefficient of y is 1. Over here it's 1, over here it's 1. So the best method in this example is to use elimination. Now you have to see whether you have to add these equations or subtract them. If I add them up, I will get y plus y equals 2y. No, this is wrong. I want to eliminate this. So I will subtract these equations. This is what you need to understand. So if I subtract these equations, I will have 3x minus, I am subtracting this, 3x minus 2x, I am left with x, and plus y minus y. See, I am multiplying this entire equation, the second equation, by negative sign. I am subtracting this basically. So plus 0, y minus y is like nothing is left, equals 11 minus 8, we have 3. There you go. We have our x, which is equal to 3. Then you substitute this x into one of these equations and we will get our y. For example, if I substitute x into the first equation, what do I get? 3 into 3 plus y equals 11. This is basically substitution. I substituted the x value into the first equation. So I have 9 plus y equals 11 and y equals 11 minus 9, 2. So this is basically elimination. Let's now quickly have a look at substitution as well. So basically in the substitution method, what we basically do is we manipulate one of the equations. Let's say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. We manipulate one of the equations such that one variable is defined in terms of the other. For example, the first equation looks simpler, so I'll take that equation. We have x plus y equals 24. Now I can make either x the subject of the formula or y the subject of the formula. It's completely up to you. I'll make y the subject of the formula and this will become 24 minus x. Now what we do is we take this new definition of the variable. Let's say this is equation 3 and I will put this back into equation 2. This is basically substitution. I am substituting the y value into equation 2. And that will become, we have 2x minus y equals minus 6. Or in place of y, I will replace this equation. And my new equation will become 2x minus, what is y? That is this. 24 minus x equals minus 6. Now you see we have one variable. And frankly, I use this method a lot because it's more convenient, for me at least. But again, it's very subjective. If you want to use the elimination method, you can. That's completely up to you. Okay, now do the simple math and you will have your answer. 2x minus 24 minus into minus is plus, plus x equals minus 6. Combine the like terms. We have 3x equals minus 6 plus 24. We have plus 18. Do the math and you will see x equals 6. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Now you substitute this value into the equation of y, this value, and you will have your y. So what is y? Y equals 24 minus x and x is 6. So y is 24 minus 6, that is 18. We have our answers. X equals 6 and y equals 18. Now let's have a look at our classic past paper problems. A food truck sells salads for $6.5 each and drinks for $2 each. Okay. The food truck's revenue from selling a total of 209 salads and drinks in one day was $836.5. How many salads were sold that day? Now you can read the question again if you want. You need to form two equations. It's a very typical question. I've seen so many similar questions that I can't even tell you. Just learn this. One equation will always be of the total number. It's something that it's not a rule, but I've seen so many of these questions that I know what the examiner does. And the second equation will be of the cost or the price or any other variable that's there. Let me explain this. So let's say X equals number of salads sold, that's our variable, and Y equals number of drinks sold, number of drinks sold. So X plus Y equals the total amount, that is 209 salads and drinks were sold. So this is basically your first equation, see, of the total. And the next equation will be of the cost. Let me use black color for this. So the salads basically cost 6.50. That is 6.50x. That's the revenue collected from selling salads. Plus $2, that is 2.00. Y, that's the revenue collected from selling drinks. And the total revenue is this. That's it. These are your two equations. 836.50. You can solve them by elimination or you can solve them through substitution. In this scenario, elimination looks a little easier, so I will use that. If I multiply this equation by 2, I will get 2y, and I already have 2y here. I will be able to eliminate this equation. Let's have a look at this. I have 6.50x plus 2y equals 836.50. And then we have, if I multiply this with 2, we have 2x plus 2y equals 209 into 2 is basically, you can use the calculator, it's a calculator question. We have 418. Now you see we have got plus 2y, so we will subtract this equation. That's why I wrote the second equation down so I can easily subtract. So if I subtract, what do I get? 6.50 minus 2x is 4.50x. You cancel this out, nothing is left over here, and over here we will have 418.50. So x is basically 418.50 divided by 4.50, which is 93. This is your answer. That's option choice B. Let's have a look at this past paper question. At a lunch stand, each hamburger has 50 more calories than each order of fries. Okay. If 2 hamburgers and 3 orders of fries have a total of, remember the word? 1700 calories. How many calories does a hamburger have? Please pause the video and read the question again if you want. So a system of equations can be used where H represents the number of calories in a hamburger. I'll just write this. And F represents the number of calories in an order of fries, So what's the total number of calories do we have? 2 hamburgers, that means 2H. Simply translate. See, this is not that difficult. 2H plus 3F will give us a total of 1700 calories. Just be careful with the equation. If this represents calories, this should also represent calories, and this should also represent calories. So this is our first equation. So what should be our second equation? How can we get that? The second equation is basically H equals F plus 50. Pause the video and see how did I get this equation. Okay, so this basically represents the fact that one hamburger contains 50 more calories than an order of fries. One hamburger has 50 more calories than an order of fries. There you go. We have our two equations and we have H as well. Just replace H in this equation and we will have our answer. Let's solve this. We will have 2 into F plus 50 plus 3F equals 1700. We have 2F plus 100 plus 3f equals 1700. 2f plus 3f is 5f, and 1700 minus 100 is 1600, and our f basically comes out to be 320. You can use a calculator because it's a calculator section question. So that's our target answer. No, let me look at the target answer. How many calories does a hamburger have? Please be careful. I was about to end here, so that's wrong. So if f equals 320, we need h. Our target answer is this. So h equals 320 plus 50, 370 is our answer. It's a gradient question, so you will put this answer in the grid. Next question. Between 1497 and 1500, Amerigo Vespucci embarked on 2 voyages to the New World. Okay. According to Vespucci's letters, the first voyage lasted 43 days longer than the second voyage. And the 2 voyages combined lasted a total of, we have this word again, 1003 days. How many days did the second voyage last? Okay, so let x represent the number of days the second voyage lasted. So what will be the number of days for the first voyage? If this is x, what is the number of days for the first voyage? It's given in the question. Just translate. So the first voyage lasted 43 days longer than the second voyage. That means the first voyage is x plus 43. And combined first plus second voyage is giving us a total of 1003 days. So our final equation basically becomes x plus 43. This is our second voyage, this is our first voyage, and combined it is giving us these many days. That's your equation. So the good thing in this system of equations is we have one variable only. That's why I've chosen this question. Okay, do the math. 2x plus 43 equals 1003. You can use a calculator, and if you do the math, x comes out to be 480. That's our answer. That is option choice B. Let's have a look at this lengthy and scary looking question. No, it's not scary. I said this intentionally because this is what the students usually think. Oh my God, it looks so lengthy. It's going to be a difficult question. Just read the question and mark important information. Let's start. A software company is selling a new game in a standard edition and a collector's edition. So there are 2 variables. The box for the standard edition has a volume of 20 cubic inches, and the box for the collector's edition has a volume of 30 cubic inches. The company receives an order for 75 copies of the game. See, remember? Total. So you have your total number. And the total volume. If you are intelligent, you will immediately understand what is happening. You have your 2 equations. And the total volume of the order to be shipped is 1870 cubic inches. Which of the following systems of equations can be used to determine the number of standard edition games S and the collector's edition games C that were ordered? So the total number of copies of the game the company will ship is 75. We already know that, and that can be represented as S plus C, standard edition plus the collector's edition equals 75. So this is your first equation of the total. The second equation will be of the volume. So the standard edition has a volume of 20 cubic inches, standard edition. So it will be 20S plus collector's edition has a volume of 30 cubic inches. So this is 30C, and what's the total volume that can be shipped? That's 1870. That's how you form your equations. Now let's just look at the option choices. The first one is 75 minus S. Okay, they have changed the form. So if I have to change this, I will write this as C is the subject. So C is 75 minus S. Okay, this one is fine, 75 minus S, and 20S plus 30C equals 1870. Yes, A is our answer. There you go. You don't even need to look at the other option choices. You can if you want to, but this is our answer. Let's read this past paper question. A group of 202 people, we have our total again, went on an overnight camping trip taking 60 tents with them. And we have our total tents as well. Some of the tents held 2 people each and the rest held 4 people each. Assuming all the tents were filled to capacity and every person got to sleep in a tent, exactly how many tents were 2-person tents? Please pause the video and read the question again if you want. The first thing is to define your variables. We can say that X basically represent the number of 2-person tents. This is X. And what will be Y? Now you should know the number of 4-person tents. Now you can easily form your equations. How many total tents are there? That's 60. So the first equation becomes X plus Y equals 60. And the second equation will be of the total number of people. So this tent, the 2-person tent, is holding how many people? 2. So that means 2x is the number of people that this tent is holding plus 4y, and the bigger tent, the y tent, is holding 4 people each. So 2x plus 4y equals 202. That's the total number of people that are there in the group, and each person is in a tent. So that's also given. So there's no person who is outside the tent. Okay, so you have your equations. You now simply have to solve them, and I will solve them through substitution. Okay, from this equation we have y equals 60 minus x. You can substitute this into our first equation, and that will become 2x plus 4 into y, that is 60 minus x equals 202. So this will give us 2x plus 240 minus 4x equals 202. We have minus 4x plus 2x minus 2x, and 202 minus 240 is basically minus 38. X equals 19, and X is our target answer as well. How many of the tents were 2-person tents? So that is 19. That is option choice C. That is why I made Y the subject of the formula, because I wanted X. Otherwise, I would have made X the subject of the formula if I wanted this Y.